Deshler left a number of Nebraskans homeless and even killed a Deshler man. It all happened around 6:30 Sunday evening. A tornado formed northwest of Deshler. It touched down and ripped through the town, leaving a huge amount of damage behind.
From last night's storms, residents in Deshler began the long process of cleaning up today after a tornado hit that town last night.
4 tornadoes hit Deshler and surrounding areas Sunday night. 100 homes were hit and 25 businesses were also damaged. Some are still without power.
Power remains out in Deshler. Norris Public Power District says it could be Wednesday before power is 100% restored.
Natalie, some people in Deshler are beginning the grueling task of sorting through what is left of their homes. Last night's tornadoes left homes destroyed, trees in yards, and down power lines everywhere you look.
It all happened around 6:30 Sunday evening. A tornado formed northwest of Deshler. It touched down and ripped through the town, leaving a huge amount of damage behind. 1011's Treg White has more.
It's a familiar sound in Deshler. Chainsaw slicing up tree limbs.
How many houses have we helped out? What? How many houses have we helped out?
I don't know, about 4.
4 or 5. I don't know what it is exactly. But if people need it, we do it.
Helping out a neighbor is also a familiar sight. People coming from all over, lending a hand any way they can to the residents of this town devastated by a twister.
We've just been cleaning up our yard around here and everything. Just getting water for everyone.
It's about 6:30 Monday evening, about 24 hours after the tornado swept through town. And still, the residents of Deshler continue cleaning up.
We got most of ours. It was mainly trees.
Robert Fail considers himself one of the lucky ones. His house is still intact, but his garage, it's gone. If Fail's house was across the street, it could have looked like these. And once he's done cleaning up his place, Fail says he's ready to help out a friend.
That's just probably teamwork and friendship the way it's got, so this is all friends.
And when the sun rises tomorrow, the familiar sounds of chainsaws and neighbors helping neighbors will echo through Deshler once again until the work is done. In Deshler, Treg White, 1011 News Now.
This is what some Deshler residents saw barreling towards them Sunday night. Seconds later, the F2 tornado ripped through their town.
It was huge. At first I seen a little funnel cloud, and then it just formed into huge, and you could see everything flying around in it.
And this is what the tornado left in its path. Some homes destroyed, others damaged, and residents of this small community forced to sift through what is left of their belongings and be thankful they made it out alive.
We were lucky because we still got part of the house left, and at least the part where we were at, we didn't get hurt or anything.
Jerry is like everyone else who is working to salvage what is left after last night's storms. This morning he walked over here to his shop and something caught his eye. That was an American flag which now stands over here, serving as a symbol to Deshler residents. A symbol to forge on and rebuild, something the folks over at the Thayer County Fairgrounds are taking to heart. The tornado left the grandstand in shambles and this historic ag building a complete loss. But despite the setback, the county fair is scheduled for August, and organizers say the show will go on.
That's pretty important. Kids go through a lot of work 4-H projects, and we need to get that done.
If Mother Nature did anything for this town, it showed them how close the bonds between neighbors are, and that not even a major storm can wipe away Deshler, Nebraska.
The way things are going now, it'll take a while, but hopefully we can get her back.
The American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and volunteers from neighboring communities are helping folks in Deshler get back on their feet. It's estimated it will take 4 days to restore power to the city.
Josh Witzman, thank you.
The tornadoes left behind major destruction along with many heartaches. We have more now on the day after the storm. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Stacy Kulo joins us now with details. Stacy?
One of the most disturbing parts of the storm is that for the first time in 15 years, a person was killed by a tornado in Deshler. 47-year-old Paul Reiner was killed while he was in his garage last night. His girlfriend found him. Tonight, we hear from her and other people who saw the disaster with their own eyes.
I'm thankful to be alive. And I couldn't find him up front, so I started digging back here, and I pulled a couple of boards up, and there he lay. Scared to death. I didn't hear a real loud roar. It just seemed like it was a big swoosh.
I called a friend out there right away and told him to hit the basement because it's heading right towards their house.
We're dealing with maybe a broken bone or two, lots of lacerations due to flying glass.
Just been going house to house, checking on people, see if they were all right, and make sure if they need help, we can help them out.
We're getting a lot of stuff that I didn't think that we would be able to save. Found a lot of pictures.
Let people know we're not through yet. We're going to make it through this.
Governor Mike Johans declared a state of emergency. He surveyed the damage in Deshler today and says he hasn't seen anything like this in years. From the air, you can see why a state of emergency is being declared. The governor has $1.7 million in state funds for repairs and cleanup of public spaces like city buildings, schools, and power lines, but he warns residents to be wary of who they hire for insurance quotes, cleanups, or repairs.
This is always an opportunity for less than honest people to show up, take deposits, and never come back. So we ask people to be very, very careful about who they have cleaning up their property and make sure they're dealing with somebody reputable.
The governor says he will keep emergency management workers in Deshler as long as it takes to repair the town.
them totaled. Now, more than 100 homes were damaged. A few of them, like Paula Dahl's, were leveled. Dahl spent much of the day rummaging through what's left of her home, just happy to be alive.
I'm just glad that my family is safe. I have 3 girls and they're all safe, and we're saving more than I thought we would be able to. But it's just overwhelming. You don't even know where to begin.
Upon arrival, Governor Johans declared a state of emergency. He compared the damage to that of the tornado that leveled parts of Grand Island in 1980, and he vowed to rebuild the community as soon as possible.
Very, very difficult situation, so our goal here is to try to get them back to normal as quickly as we can, as best as we can, and so we'll turn everything loose we have to give them a hand.
Crews restored water and electricity in the northern part of town earlier this evening. Deshler's mayor says, though, it will be 2 to 3 days before it is all fully restored.
While some are without homes, many others find themselves without jobs, at least for now. More than 24 businesses sustained damage in Deshler, including the town's largest employer, Reinke Manufacturing. Several buildings in the property's southeast corner were damaged, including the main trailer production building. As a result, many of the factory's 400 employees were sent home. Managers hope to resume shipping, though, by the end of the week, and they say the town's economic health depends on it.
It's important that our customers, our users out there understand that we're going to be back in business and shipping machines yet this week. Every intention to.
5 businesses were totaled in the downtown area, including Deshler Motors. Owner Rodney Watson says he will temporarily reopen across town. And as we did mention, the tornadoes knocked out power and water to the town for most of the day. However, a local nursing home got some special assistance. The Norris Power District delivered a generator to the home so elderly residents could get much-needed electricity. Governor Johans says it's just one example of the state addressing public needs in the wake of the storms. Power, as we did mention also, that power to the northern part of Deshler has been restored, but again, it could take 2 to 3 days to restore it to the southern half.
Just a mile north of Deshler, 21-year-old Jake Nogin and his 16-year-old brother John had their eyes on the sky and their video camera rolling as one of the tornadoes began its path of destruction. It's a rare and frightening look at nature's most powerful storm. Tonight, Jake and John share their experience in their own words.
There's another one right over there.
I remember shooting it. I was so scared. You watch them TV shows and you can hear the wind howling, and it sounds just like a train. It's just deafening. I kind of ran inside and kind of stayed inside the house. My brother was going outside. I was only outside for a little bit. I kind of got scared, so. Because we saw one like east of town, and it was a pretty good size one. And my dad was taking pictures, and then we came outside and we saw a bunch of little ones touch down, and then I had this on pause, and then that big one started rolling in, so I started filming.
You're witnessing. It's going this way. Is it coming this way?
I don't think so. Just worried, I don't know, because they said it was heading west, so I called Ruskin because I have some friends there. Just told them to, I don't know, take cover, I guess. And that sound was burning my head forever, I'll tell you that. It was loud.
Now, we should point out, while those pictures are spectacular, the National Weather Service says videotaping tornadoes can be very dangerous, especially without proper training.
Well, the storms that brought the tornadoes also brought torrential rainfall and flooding to parts of Thayer County and Republican County, Kansas. Between 6 and 10 inches of rain fell in just a matter of hours, causing waterways like the Blue River and Rose Creek to rise out of their banks. In the town of Hubble, several residents were trapped in their homes and had to be rescued, in some cases by helicopter. Parts of the state's highways 53 and 8, remain closed tonight. While dozens of houses did suffer water damage, the Thayer County Sheriff reports no serious injuries from the flooding.
It didn't take long for Red Cross workers and other volunteers to respond to the damage in Thayer County, providing whatever relief they could. Right now, that means food, drink, and shelter for both the victims and the rescue crews. The Red Cross is providing bottled water to anyone without access to a clean water source. Now, earlier in the day, the group teamed up with the Superior Firemen's Auxiliary to provide 200 meals at a local church.
It's so evident everywhere you are in the community. This is a strong community. They're very healthy. They want to help each other.
So it makes disaster response easier, if you can call disaster response easy. But when you have a community that pulls together like this community, and even the surrounding communities that have showed up to help, it makes our job a lot easier.
But 38 families still remain homeless after tornadoes ran through their town last week. Today, we spoke with some storm victims to see how they're coping and getting their lives back in order. It was just last Sunday when tornadoes changed the face of Deshler forever. Many homes, businesses, and schools were destroyed by some of the worst tornadoes to hit Deshler in years. Days later, people are still trying to pick up the pieces of their lives and cope in their own unique ways.
We kind of focused on hope and the healing power of love, and I had to think about how the healing power of love has been shown through the way of food being donated here to the church all week long.
Governor Johans is trying to convince President Bush to declare Deshler a disaster area in order to receive federal aid. There must be at least $1.8 million in damages to qualify as a disaster area. Deshler already has $3 million in damages.
Deshler is here in Thayer County. This is what they saw barreling towards their small community Sunday night. This is what it looks like today. As you can see, the cleanup has just started. 7 people were injured and 1 person was killed. Just a few miles south of Deshler in Chester, the storm also did some damage. Residents say they've never seen anything like it.
Probably startled us the most was the house acted like it was lifting, like it was bulging in.